Yo, yo, yo. So I'm streaming right now, so you can watch along with me. But so
All
how
right.
did the tournament go?
Went really well, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Did you get a dub?
I did.
Nice, nice.
Yep. I played two sets versus the Foxes, and then I did a Sheik Ditto.
Mm-hmm.
It went a lot better than Dreffen, but I
Yeah.
still lost.
Yeah, the Sheik Ditto, the Ditto was weird.
We agreed to not do chain grabs either,
Yeah,
which was interesting.
it's weird because like Sheik is really good at exposing Sheik's weaknesses. Um, because like if you just think about like how many of her moves are like susceptible to crouch canceling, and how big her Sheik's grab range is, it just makes crouch cancel grab kind of like dominate the matchup. So you have to like, especially with chain grabs, because like with chain grabs, if you get crouch cancel grabbed once, like if you throw out a bad F tilt or like a badly spaced like forward air or like a weak back air, and you get crouch cancel grabbed, that could just be your entire stock. Like that could just be it for you. Okay, I'm back.
All right.
What I was saying though is that like because of crouch cancel grab is so good, and Sheik's moves are so susceptible to it, it dominates the matchup. And if you like do a bad move, like a bad F tilt or a like badly spaced forward air, you can just get
Uh huh.
crouch cancel grabbed and just die. Because like even without crouch cancel, like without chain grabs rather, there's still some weird stuff. Like at some point you'll encounter the down throw to jab to regrab combo,
Mhm.
which isn't real at all, but it definitely takes a little bit of getting used to.
Uh huh.
And then you'll encounter Sheiks that will like down throw you and then tech chase you, even though tech chasing isn't real because one of Sheik's rolls and their tech in place are indistinguishable to each other until very late.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like basically like my thought because pretty much every Sheik just because of how long your tech roll is will autopilot the tech roll away, so you can kind of just react to that. But then once a Sheik starts mixing up, I think it's tech in place and I think roll in. Then it's over as far as tech chasing goes. But then once Sheik gets to like about 24 like 30% like that knockdown percent, then down throw can start just leading into a kill. Because you can start doing like down throw F tilt, tech chase them, and then later on do down throw dash attack, like down throw up tilt. Um, so yeah, it's kind of just weird like that. Like one, it's really easy to find that one opening and then to like take it for a while. Just like take it for quite a while and get a lot out of it.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, can you see my screen?
No. Can you try again? My internet has been weird today. Um, so there might be some hiccups.
Oh, okay.
How do
It's
I?
nah, it's no big deal. I wanted to show you something cool that happened in that match, though.
Okay, yeah, it's still processing for me. Um,
What do you mean?
like it says,
Oh, you are you talking about what I shared with you? I was gonna
yeah.
show you the. No, I was gonna show you something the Sheik did.
Okay,
I know
yeah.
a
Could
second.
you show me
They
the?
were
Could you
talking
share
about.
screen again?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on, let me find it again. There it is. This is. I thought this was pretty cool. See?
No, I don't. I don't get what's going on. I can't. It says stream failed to start on my end. Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
All right. It's no big deal.
All right. But yeah, so we can get into it. So
All right.
I went through Spark versus IBDW last night, and I pulled out six different timestamps of Spark zoning Fox with auto either auto cancel fair or bear. And in each instance, he uses movement to adjust the spacing after seeing where he's going to land. So I have it up on my stream right now. I guess I'll also share screen. Um, but I'll just go through them one by one. So the first one is right away. So Spark is in the corner, and then he comes down. So he's in the corner, right? He just went to ledge, and
Okay,
then
he chose the charge needle right there on the top flat.
he could have charged needle, but
well, he did. He did off the spawn. Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he definitely did. But like as you can see, kind of like where that puts him in trouble because IBDW just sees him like right here. He like sees Spark charging needles in the platform, and then immediately just runs up and shines him on the platform. Which is kind of why you'll see like it's less common for Sheiks to charge needles at spawn against Fox than it is against like Falco. Just because Fox is fast enough that he can do stuff like this and just punish you for charging needles for too long. But against like a Peach or Puff or Falco or even Marth sometimes, and even sometimes in the Sheik Ditto, you'll see like Sheiks charging needles right at the get go. But so anyway, so IBDW shines Spark to the ledge, and then what happens here is that Spark full hot like double jumps over Fox and puts out a back air, right? Because you'll see, because you can kind of see here that hold on, my stepping tool is being weird. Hold on. But so anyway, so Spark sees this and decides to double jump out of the corner and come down with the back air. Because the backer allows him to space around Fox and also to claim center. There we go. As you can see here, like basically where Spark is jumping to, he's kind of like jumping around Fox, and by jumping around Fox, he's able to put out a back air that covers right there, that covers Fox coming in from center. But the really important thing to be aware of, like to pay attention to in this instance, is that when Spark lands from the back air, you can kind of like he's then forced because like he lands from back air in front of Fox, and because he's now inside Fox's threat range, like he's now inside like Fox's aerial range, right? So this forces him to actually dash away and then set up for another zoning aerial. So basically he aerialed right here to police Fox coming in from center and like approaching into him, and also just to get out of the corner. And then because he's landing in Fox's threat range, he's then forced to move away and set up another aerial. Because like as you'll see, he then does another double jump aerial to try and police Fox coming in with the full hop aerial. And this is kind of like a little bit of specific player versus player adaptation, because IBDW is a known full hop aficionado. So against some other Foxes, you might see Spark like do this aerial, right? And then just dash away and do another short hop aerial. But against IBDW specifically, he goes for the double jump air, because it handles Fox full jumping in much more easily. So this is kind of like the basis for, especially in the Fox matchup, where you're zoning with aerials a lot, and especially against like Peach, where you're also zoning with aerials, and like against most characters really. This kind of stuff is the fundamental like way of interacting with those characters when they're below knockdown percent. And you'll see like either kind of fair or back air, but generally you'll see just aerials all the same. Because like we were talking about, like I think the very first lesson, when Fox at early percents, you're pretty much limited to fair, bear, and needles. So in order to make that game plan work, you have to do a lot of movement between the aerials, so that you can handle fox approaching into the space that you landed in. Does that all make sense? Does that all sound good?
It does.
Okay, sweet. So I'll just go through the red. I'll take a little bit less time for each of these, but I'll just go through, and kind of just show them each and spend a little less time on them. No, incarnation. Yeah, so this is. I'm just now discovering that Google Docs timestamps are a little bit wonky. But so we see, so Spark sees this spacing, right? This spacing where he's inside Fox's short up aerial range. Does an aerial, and then again, because he lands in that range again, he then dashes away to set up another aerial.
Oh yeah, look at that spacing. It's just like how you.
Yeah, exactly. Because like he's needle, see the spacing,
Yeah, I get
see
you.
that Fox is kind of looking to approach with an aerial,
Yeah.
or like a running shine or something. Zone it out, then see that you're landing at that same spacing again that Fox had to run into your aerial. So now you dash back and set up another zoning aerial. And this the upside of doing this kind of zoning with Bear is that Bear allows you to react much more easily to Fox doing a full hop like the one he does right here. Because if you look at this short hop that Spark does, it allows him to react to Fox full hopping in like this with a bear, like an early bear, and then it also allows him to react to Fox just running in on the ground with a bear. So it kind of covers both options, which is kind of like the new school way of thinking about it. Because it used to be, I think it used to be that Fox didn't, like a lot of Fox players didn't really make it as much aerial approaches, like not aerial approaches, but like full hop approaches and like really tricky double jump stuff. But now it's becoming a lot
that
more
reminds
common.
me. Yeah, I like this one box player. I've played them a couple times, and they always do like jump, full hop, shine, double jump out. It's like I read it every time. I think the best way to punish that, I thought, was like a full hop nair. That's what I was working with most of the time after the second jump.
I'm just gonna download the video in case it finishes before the Google Drive until Google Drive is done processing. But yeah, so basically, so kind of how this ties into what we've been talking about with regards to like stage control is that basically the more space you have behind you, right, the easier it is to set up these kind of zoning aerials, where you're putting out an aerial to check Fox running into you, and then you see that he didn't run, but he's just maintaining center stage control or maintaining space. So then you dash away because now you have to handle him coming in again, and the cycle just continues until basically you get a hit. And it's a lot easier to set that kind of stuff up when you have a lot of stage behind you, which is why it's important to fight for center stage, because just because it makes it a lot easier to set up these kind of like aerial walls, and like that's like a big reason for that is just Fox's percent, because like if you think about it, like we've been talking about, like at these early percents you can't really do anything but aerial. So at these early percents, it then becomes much more important to have stage control behind, like to have stage control and have stage behind you.
Okay,
So,
but now he's kind of like pinned a little bit, right?
yeah, so now he is pinned a little bit, which is why. So basically, that's why you want to. That's why you want to be just like. So that's where kind of like proactive zoning comes in, where like because like if you think that like let's say. So you land from fair right here, right? So let's say that so that if you think that Fox is going to approach into you and that he's going to try and whiff punish your landing. So what you can do then is just like forward tilt, or down tilt or up tilt. And like what Fiction talks about when he talks about this matchup is he says that basically, and if you're Sheik in this spot, you kind of have three main options available to you, which are the bear to hit Fox coming in on the ground, like the late bear to hit Fox coming in on the ground, the early bear to hit Fox full jumping in, and then you also just have boost grab. If you think that Fox is just going to dash dance in place. Because the obvious counter to you doing these kind of aerials, right, is for Fox to just maintain his position and keep on slowly but surely pushing into the corner. So if you mix in boost grab, then when Fox is doing that, then you have a game plan that handles all of his relevant options. So, and also it's important to remember that boost grab is unreactable, because human reaction time is about 15 frames roughly, and boost grab at its longest comes out on, I think, frame 11, and it covers a lot of space. So Fox can actually, like, if you just do a boost grab immediately without really dashing, like doing only like a 2 or 3 frame dash, Fox can't really react to it at all. He has to play this guessing game. So that's kind of like the answer to him just like being like pushing into the corner. And then you can also, of course, just dash forward. Like if you think, like for example, if you think that Fox, so let's say you're Spark right here, and you think that Fox is going to full hop over you, you could also just dash forward into center stage. Like, you're totally free to do that as well. So it's kind of just like, and so kind of like all things in Melee, you got your main options right. You have your trifecta of early back air, late back air, boost grab, and it's all about just mixing them up and choosing the appropriate option based on what your opponent's been doing.
Did you see him just throw that up air out? Or the up smash, I mean? It was like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah, so like right there. After the down throw.
So yeah. Is that considered like up air and neutral? Or up smash and neutral?
No, because it's specifically to hit Tekken place and miss tech.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's something like.
Oh, I didn't see the tech chase.
Yeah, it says a tech chase. Yeah, up smash and neutral is a fucking like SHEIK 701 type move. Like the only times I have ever up smashed to neutral have been when I was feeling myself so hard and I was feeling my reads on my opponent so hard that I actually knew when exactly they were going to dash in. Like I'll send you a clip after the lesson. But I was like,
clip, the backwards range I think is actually not that bad.
Yeah, it really isn't. Like that's the whole reasoning behind that's the whole reasoning behind the idea of the up smash that covers tech in place and tech behind.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was one of my first brackets back after like getting back on Slippy and like getting Slippy. And I was playing against a Marth and he was like in the corner and I was in center stage and I just hard read him dashing forward with a down tilt with up smash. And it felt really good. It felt very nice. But yeah, so then
you got the wave dashes going too. It's just like, whoo.
Mm-hmm. So I do have the video downloaded, so I'll just go through these pretty quickly. But the next one is Spark. So Spark does a zoning aerial, right? He does a zoning shield drop back air. And then he sees that Fox. He sees that he's about to create a whiff punish situation. Because he sees that he's landing into this range again, and that because he has disadvantage, Fox is more likely to come in and just go for a true whiff punish. So Spark then moves away to set up his own whiff punish opportunity. And he ends up getting a bear off of it. A sweet spot backer that puts Fox in the corner. Which is really good for SHEIK. So you shield drop backers because he sees that Fox is at that spacing, right? Sees that it missed, dashes away, and then just punishes, like whiff punishes Fox. And then we have the next one. So then there's another situation where Spark puts out a backer, right? Now, like in Fox's threat range. Because he sees that Fox is coming in. So he does a zoning backer to prevent him from coming in. And then he just wavelands away to the side platform. Again, to create that whiff punish situation, where if Fox does try and punish like SHEIK here, right? Spark, like the waveland back off the platform into bear, just allows him to whiff punish that for free. And you also see that Fox is at 89% here, so that backer is going to be even more rewarding, and it's likely to send Fox off stage. Like it was really close to hitting. What's up?
When he's like gliding off the platforms, and he's fast falling with the aerials, are those auto canceled, or is he L canceling those?
He's L canceling those. Like the backer
okay.
he does like off the platform in this clip.
What about the fares though?
So the fare is auto canceled.
Okay.
So this fare, that is auto canceled.
Yeah. No, when he's like gliding down the platform though. You know what I'm saying?
And then this backer.
One.
So
that first one. Right there.
Okay. So the one he does, the runoff fare he does off the platform, that's auto canceled.
Okay.
And then he doesn't do another platform aerial until he does the waveland off the platform bear. And it's fair off the platform has a little bit of nuance to it, because whether you get the auto cancel or the L cancel depends on the timing. Because basically you can kind of think of the input for getting the auto cancel fair when you're running off the platform as like you run off, you fair, and then you kind of like drag the fair down with the fastball. It's not fastball into fair; it's fair and then fastball in order to get the L cancel, or not the L cancel, in order to get the auto cancel. Whereas if you're going for the L cancel, like a really low fair, then you're going to want to do fastball and then fair.
Yeah, I saw Plup doing that a lot the other day.
Yeah. I think like I said last night. I think Plup is a good SHEIK to watch for like learning how to use the platforms, and like learning what like tech is available to you. But he is kind of just like he's a really good player, and he obviously is really smart and like thinks about the game really at a really high level. But just his tech skill and his skill set allows him to just do stuff that no other SHEIK can do.
Yeah, he plays pretty unorthodox.
Yeah, exactly. And he plays like a lot more proactive against Fox than a lot of SHEIKs do. Like something you'll see that Plup does is he does more proactive like run up forward tilts or like short hop nairs in neutral, or like up tilts than a lot of other SHEIKs do. Like Plup's game plan is more proactive and is based around stuffing Fox's approaches, whereas other SHEIK's game plans are more reactive and based around reacting to Fox's approaches and whiff punishing them. So then last one, this is another kind of, we're continuing the theme of Spark putting out like a bear and then setting a whiff punish situation. We have this example where it's not like a super concrete example of Spark setting up a whiff punch situation, but he lands from bear again in Fox's threat range, and then he just wave dashes away to set up a potential whiff punch situation. So So that's kind of like the way you want to be thinking about aerials in this matchup. Like there's the zoning, right? There's the zoning of the aerial, and then there's reacting to the positioning you land at after the aerial. Um, so you want to be like reacting to the positioning of the aerial with like dash back or dash forward or like short hop again. But generally, you want to be tying those aerials together with movement. Um, so, anyways, let's get into that. Let's get into that match. So, are there any things you want to focus on before we get into the match?
No, not in particular. I mean, I really feel like I'm starting to understand the matchup. I think it's just like, no, obviously that's not like completely understand anything, but
Mm-hmm.
just trying to clean some stuff up, basically, especially in bracket.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird because Melee is one of those games where you can never really truly understand a matchup like completely,
True.
just because like not only is it like I've heard like I've been like consuming a lot of like fighting game theory and like Melee theory content recently. Um, and the big difference between like traditional fighting games, because like in traditional fighting games, you can it's kind of like if you've played one if you played one player of a character, like if you played a few players of a character, then you kind of have a really good idea of what the character does in general. Um, just because like traditional fighting games are more like digital, in that there's like less ways to make like to adjust the way a certain tool is used. Whereas like in Melee, like if you're talking about like Falco's down air, right? It's like there are so many different ways he can adjust it, like because of his drift or because of his timing, or because like the way he leads into it. So it makes it a lot harder to game plan against like a specific character because each player is going to use that analog like those analog tools much differently. Um,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So let's. So actually, I'll go. So I have some notes of things that I noticed that I wanted to see you improve on um, from last time in this matchup. So the notes were use wavelengths at a short hop in neutral. It's kind of like a little test to see how you like them. Um, Not reaching with down throw after missed tech chases, and to mix short hop and movement together. I can try out short hop aerial into dash back or forward, like we just talked about with Spark, and then also work in wave dash out of shield. And I still want to see you improving on your autopilot jabs, as well as seeing you improve on your L cancels.
Okay. So this first game, a little bit sloppy on both sides, not gonna lie. So I don't think there would be too much to talk about in this game, but
Okay,
if
yeah,
you
we
see
can just
anything,
we can just
anything
speak to
interesting,
it.
go ahead. Yeah, but if by any means though, if there's anything cool, bring it up.
Was
You
it?
might want to skip ahead a little bit
Shift.
because I don't know if like we stage striked or anything.
Uh huh.
Yeah.
So you just
Okay.
went to FD.
Yeah, this is just us matching up, and now we're doing the stage. I think the first game's on I think the first game's on. Oh, I see this, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna win this. I'm like, this is easy. Yeah, no, this isn't the first game. This is just the like hand warmer.
Okay, we're going Battlefield.
Yep.
Oh, our Dreamland. Yeah. So as far as stage selection goes, I think this is important to talk about.
Yes.
When you're striking stages against Fox, like all stage strikes in Melee, a lot of it depends on your personal preference. But
Yeah.
generally,
Today.
you don't want to give him Pokemon ever. And then you want to whether you want to give him Yoshi's is dependent on his style and on your style.
Yes,
Because
I
like
actually kept that in mind because I saw him doing a lot of moves that were trying to kill me off the top. So I was like, I'm not bringing this guy to Yoshi's right now.
And then also the other reason, so the reasoning for going to Yoshi's is that if you're playing against a fox that's like a laser camper, then if you go to Yoshi's, then you give him less space to laser camp you with, and you can start setting up fights, and you can start setting up advantage
Yes.
positions.
Honestly,
Um,
and I actually really like Cheek's movement on Yoshi's.
yeah, yeah, it's really good. And then also Fountain is the other stage you would want to go for if the fox is
Yes.
a laser camper. And then like on Dreamland, like Dreamland is generally a good safe stage to start on, and it's what you'll end up striking to a lot of the time if you strike. Um,
Hmm.
but if the fox is a laser camper, then it can be pretty annoying. Um, but like what you want to be doing, like if fox is laser camping on Yoshi's, it's not like you're trying to like you want to kind of try and set up fights, but you want those fights to be favorable for you. So you want to be doing a lot of
Yes.
that stuff that Spark was doing, of like zoning with aerials and trying to make Fox come in. And then once he does start to come in, you can do that fiction mix up of the like mixing up bear with boost grab.
Okay, so let me walk you through my thought process on this. So
Okay.
I was first, so I banned Yoshi's, and then he banned Battlefield and Fountain.
Mm-hmm.
And in this one, they start with PS2
Yeah.
or Pokemon Stadium, and FD is a counter pick.
Uh huh. Yeah.
And
I
honestly,
would
though,
just ban
I've been
Pokemon.
kind of I've been kind of feeling Pokemon on this
Yeah.
matchup.
Okay.
I
So
know it's
Pokemon.
not chalk, but I like, you know how in Battlefield we were talking about like being able to run away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I
Pokemon
like that
is
about
bigger,
Pokemon.
which is good for that.
Yeah,
But it is
and
you do have to
the
remember
vertical
that
height's not bad.
like up air is going to kill really early, up smash is going to kill really early. He can start killing
Yeah,
with stuff like up tilt really early. Um,
for sure.
but yeah, so the size is nice, and especially with no transformations, I think it's a lot better for Sheik than it was before.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Oh yeah, I bet it was ass for her with.
yeah. Although the one thing that'd be really good to try and add into your game, specifically on Pokemon, is using short hop back to no impact land to the platform. Um, because if you short hop back on Pokemon under a platform, you'll do a no impact land,
I'm
and you'll
trying to
be
work
able,
that in actually.
yeah. So that's really nice. Like if you're setting up tech chases, you can
Yeah.
like see that they're going to the platform and then no impact land to the platform and just continue to tech chase. Um, and it's also really nice for doing doing aerials in a way that Fox doesn't expect
Yo, run the
because
game.
like hmm?
Let's run the game and talk.
Okay, yeah, I got you.
But yeah, you're right. PS2's or Pokemon is such a weird stage in this matchup.
Hmm.
W-
So the first thing I noticed, just like in like 5 or 10 seconds in, was that you were doing you were kind of reaching with a boost grab,
Yeah.
um, and that's something you generally want to be trying to avoid. Also, that needle that you just did, the standing needle, the single standing needle, is pretty dangerous, like we talked about.
Yep.
But definitely good job converting into a punish in this for stock. Really good stuff.
Yep.
Those are good needles. The firing off like the full stack when you're standing, because it goes a long way towards nice stuff. I see. Okay, yeah. So you saw that you weren't able to get the tech chase, so you backed off, and I also just saw you dash dancing into a punch grab attempt. Um, you still. So I also just saw you do kind of like overly ambitious dash attack. That was a nice down
Yep.
air. Oh my goodness.
I think that was supposed to be a boost grab.
Okay. I think
Sometimes
boost grab still wouldn't have been that great in that situation. Fantastic wave dash and shield. That was really good. The wave dash and shield to grab Fox.
Oh man, I almost had that side poop onto the ledge. That'd have been hot.
Mm-hmm.
I actually got so consistent at that. I was just spamming in friendlies.
You almost had it. Yeah, side poof is really fun. Oh, nice waveland. Really nice. Yeah, you're doing some good stuff. You're doing some good stuff this game. I also saw that you down through Fox, and then instead of tech chasing with boost grab, you tech chase with dash attack, which lets you get a nice fair on him.
Yup.
Okay.
Oh, Wispy screwed me over there. I would have had that fair on the
Nice
top
weight
flat.
though. Um.
I'm just like, come get this down smash.
hmm Oh, I see. I see the up smash. That was so gutsy, so beautiful.
Which one?
The
I think I'm like a little bit behind. Oh yeah, yeah. That might have been that was probably supposed to be an up tilt.
it had a lot of heart. Yeah, this is all good stuff.
Oh,
That okay? So we want to. The fairy did at like 5:15 off the ledge is something that we want to stop doing quite as much, just because
definitely.
it's one of those
That's a nervous
things.
habit.
Yeah, and what I think the biggest thing that we should be doing here is identifying your nervous habits,
Yes.
and then working on alternatives to them.
No, it
So,
definitely helps to do that because like I was like having some stuff like that in the back of my head, like you know what I mean? Like, oh, be cautious of like this tendency or whatever. Like I've been doing that lately.
hmm I like
Now that I've been pointing them out, you know.
yeah, sweet. I like that that sequence of short hop aerial spacing you were just doing
Yeah.
with short
Oh, and then
hopping
I
at
went
bear
for the grab.
distance.
Did you like the forward throw to the ledge? Or yeah.
Oh right, okay, I see it. Um, it's fine. This spacing, like in this stage position, it's not the best, just because because it's like harder for you to react to what Fox is doing. Um, and because he can hug the stage, like because basically if you do it at this position, Fox can hug the edge of the stage, which makes it harder for you to edge guard him. Which is exactly what happened here, right? Because Fox was able to up B such that he was going into the stage, um, and he was able to just ledge tech your back air.
Could I have like faired him here? Or no, I think back air's too laggy. Yeah.
Okay,
I
that
should have
could.
needle turned around though. I hate how I do that. I'd rather just needle turn around off the after the back air,
hmm
you know.
I just like to point out that this waveland was really good. Um,
Yeah.
it's just that you kind of bungled it a little bit, right?
That might have tried to been a nair, honestly.
Okay, I believe it. And if you had
Yeah.
Nair, and Nair there is still kind of questionable just because Fox is at 0, so it's not
Mm,
really going to lead to anything. And also, you don't have a platform above you, so you can't full hop
mhm.
Nair to the platform.
Okay.
Um,
Whoa, I can see Sheik's eyes right now. It's weird.
yeah, so but you could have just like shield grabbed that. You should have just shield grabbed that dash attack because also at that percent, up throw to up air wasn't going to kill you, especially on Dreamland. So you didn't really have a like. You could have just stayed in shield and just waited to see what Fox does.
The thing is, I noticed about this Fox is he just gave me way too much respect on like recovery. Like I feel like you know, a better player would have tried to get me in the air more times.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're definitely right. He wasn't really too aggressive with his edge guards.
Yeah.
Um,
He's probably just nervous.
yeah, definitely. I'm just gonna go back here. So this is a kind of just an important tactical thing. So when you're in down smash, like so if you're right here, right, and you see Fox coming down on top of you like this, and you know that you're going to still be in lag or just coming out of it when he lands next to you, you should generally be ASDIing down right here, especially at 0. And as a general rule, you should be ASDIing down and during pretty much all of your tilts and down smashes.
Okay, so that means like at when that down smash comes off and I'm still like in the move, like I should be crouching
Yeah, you just
or
be so
angled.
basically you like so
Okay.
if you're like F tilting, you go to the side for the F tilt, and then you go down to ASDI down. But like you can see, like right here, you're kind of like coming out of lag. Rise Fox is like is like able to put a back air out on you. So if you had been ASDIing this back air down, this is an example of a situation where you could have crouch cancel grabbed Fox or crouch cancel left tilted him.
Okay.
Okay. So you're getting antsy with this final stock. You're throwing out a lot of moves. I do like your good patience in getting out of the corner though. Okay, yeah, that was good stuff. I think that was definitely much improved of your play like a week ago. Yeah, I think that was much improved over your play a week ago. Also, by the way, if I ever just start talking about melee and it's not useful, feel free to just remind me to get back on topic because I fucking love talking about melee.
I tell my friends that too. All my boys, they know.
But so yeah, so big. I think the big thing. So big things I want to focus on in the in-depth analysis are still working on not being impulsive when it comes to like dash attack and boost grab. And also with that stuff in the last stock, like not being impulsive with just throwing out moves. Because you shouldn't, in general, if you're in melee, if you're swinging with committal hitboxes, you shouldn't be swinging because you think they'll hit. You should be swinging because you know they will hit. And it's kind of like, it's different than like if you're zoning with aerials, because zoning with aerials is such a low commitment option, because you're still able to dash out of your landing really quickly. That it's a lot easier to just like kind of throw them out preemptively as a zoning option. Whereas with F tilt, like if you're F tilting, like if you're trying to F tilt Fox, you should only be F tilting because you know that he is going to run in. You shouldn't be F tilting because you think he might run in. You should be F tilting because you know, right? That's a very important distinction. And the same thing also extends to like boost grab. Like I was talking like earlier about like the kind of fiction trifecta of options. When you're throwing out those boost grabs after you've been zoning with back air, it should be because you know that Fox is trying to take space away from you and just slowly but surely push you into the corner. So not getting it overly ambitious with your like dash attack, boost grab, and also like F tilt and that full jump down air that I saw in the last stock.
So true. Missed El Cancel.
But I think also the other big thing I want to be doing is refining your movement and refining your combination, like you're refining your zoning with aerials. Because like a big thing that we still kind of haven't talked about as much is the idea of zoning with aerials and then dashing forward out of them instead of dashing back. Because like if Fox is giving you space, then you can do stuff like, okay, so you see that you whiffed an aerial, but Fox isn't punishing you for it or isn't like positioning himself to punish you for it. So then you dash forward and take away space from him. Because I'll link you a Drug Fox blog post about this kind of idea, and he basically, this is when the blog post is from when Fair was more of kind of like the hot option against Fox for zoning. But he basically talks about how like when you forward air, when you like auto cancel forward air, you're creating this, and you dash back, you're creating this zone around you that your opponent can't pass into, and then so you use that to then dash forward when he gives you space, because of the threat you represent with your short hop with your forward air into your dash back. So doing a zoning aerial into moving away, then opens up an opportunity to do a zoning aerial into moving forward. Does it all sound good? we're waiting on the stage strike. I assume he's gonna take you to Pokemon or FD. Oh, he's gonna take you to Yoshi's. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so I like what you're doing
cool.
here.
Yoshi's here.
Yeah, I think I'm totally fine with the Yoshi's if the Fox is taking me there. So I kind of like the idea behind the shield stop, right? But I think I would rather see you be wave dashing back right here. Because if you... So if you wave dash back right here instead of shield stopping, or wave dash down, then you're able to act out of your wave dash. Like you're able to act much sooner, and you're able to react with like a dash back or just going back into your dash dance. Whereas shield stop right here is a lot more committal than like wave dash back or wave dash down is. And then this F tilt is just an example of what we've been talking about with just F tilt when Fox is at 0 not being rewarding at all. And then this is also an example of when holding down after the F tilt would be really good. Because if you're holding down right here, then you get a grab for free on Fox. Like if you're, do you see how that kind of happens? Because you're like, because after his down tilt, you could just be ASDIing down this, and then just get a grab for free, and then you could just like kill him off of it.
Yeah.
So like basically, one thing to be kind of paying attention to is like when foxes will go for shine in that spot or grab rather than down tilt. Because if they're going for shine or a grab right here, you probably want to just be shielding. But if he's going for this down tilt, then you want to be ASDIing down. And also, you can also just like if he's going for the grab, you probably want to be like rolling or spot dodge. If he's going for shine, you want to shield. And then if he's going for the down tilt, you like probably want to be like ASDIing down. But you can also just shield here and shield grab the down tilt. So shield grab and ASDI down are kind of interchangeable here. But like ASDI down is just something that's really important to practice with SHEIK. Okay, so you're kind of jumping into Fox right here. Like there's an example, like right there, you kind of jump into him, right? You jump into this back air, and then you jump into an up air later on in the stock. You jump into it right here. So generally, you don't really want to be... It's kind of weird because like we talked like I think last session about how you can kind of create these favorable situations where Fox is at high percent and above you, and you're at low percent, and you can just up tilt. But here, in this situation, hitting Fox with like up tilt or like up air or another move isn't going to be that favorable for you because you're just at such a percent disadvantage that he's going to be able to convert off of it more often than you can. And like I said, he's going to be able to convert off it more often than you can. So so it's just much more favorable for him. And it kind of ties back into the concept of like trying to avoid just like scrapping with Fox, because scrapping with Fox is what he wants because he has an easier time converting off of like Nair or Drill or Shine or like up tilt than you do with your moves. So when you're in this kind of situation, you generally want to be putting yourself in a position where you can whiff punish. You can either whiff punish what Fox does right here, whiff punish his aerial, or you can zone that with back air. Because if you want to be proactively like zoning out Fox coming down from a platform, you want to be using back air, just because the hitbox on it is so good for doing that kind of stuff. Because it has an insane amount of disjoint above it, so it makes it really good for kind of contesting stuff like this. But generally, try and be like more aware of when you're jumping into Fox, um, because jumping into Fox will generally not really result in a clean hit, whereas outspacing his option and doing like a grounded whiff punish, or outspacing his
Yeah, I think
option
that
with
was
the
supposed
back
to
air.
be. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be a wave dash.
Okay, yeah, wave dash here would have been perfect. It would have allowed you to whiff
Yeah.
punish this for sure. Okay, not the best ledge dash, but it's definitely progress. Um, okay, so this is an example of what I was talking about when I mentioned like tightening up your movement. Because if you kind of look at what your movement does here, like you're controlling center right here, right? And then you kind of just let Fox put you in the corner for free. Because
Bro.
if you look at where you're starting, like you're starting in center stage, right? But then you see Fox threatening you, and you just like kind of run away back into the corner. And then because Fox is able then to set up this neutraler on you, right? Where
Yeah.
he's capitalizing off of you not having any stage to dash back with.
Yeah, he's really killing me on that top plat. I have no idea what to do with
Yeah.
this.
So we can. I'll pull out some clips for next time of Sheik's interacting with Fox on the top platform. I can already think of a few Foxes that'd be really good to analyze for that. But like you can kind of just react to what Fox is doing right here. Like okay, so this is a great example right here. So if you had just kept on dashing forward right here, right, you would have been able to take back center stage. Because you would have crossed under Fox just in time to avoid his hitbox, and you could have then whiff punished him with like a dash attack or a boost grab. Like if you kind of like dash forward into wave dash forward to center stage, you would have been in a really good position to set up a whiff punish on Fox. And since Fox would be in the corner, it would have been a really good situation for you. But that's kind of like the fundamental options you have against Fox in when he's on the platform are run under him, then cross him up, zone him out with a back air, or just set up a whiff punish situation. So like right here, if you kind of just stayed in the corner, if you just stayed where you are right now at 740, then you would have outspaced his nair and you could have just grabbed it. But instead, you dashed forward into it and then got hit. And one thing to be really good to practice for your tightening up your movement would be trying to implement dash forward into wave dash forward, because you can do stuff like integrate it into your dash dance, so that you're not like tied to these big committal foxtrots as much, and you can then add in more reaction windows into your movement. Because like
Uh-huh.
if you think about it, the limitation of Sheik's dash dance is that it's either really small, like when they're in her straight up dash dance, or that it's really big and you can't really react out of it, like in her foxtrot. So
Uh-huh.
to actually get really good movement with Sheik, you have to combine dash to wave dash, foxtrot, and dash dance. And then also,
Okay.
if you ever learn it, you can also add in run into crouch, and then dash back out of crouch. And there's also adding in shield stop and the wave
Really
dash out of
hard. I
shield
need to learn how
stop.
to do that.
Yeah, it's a really
Crouch.
good thing to learn.
I did it in a game before this, and I was like,
Mhm.
damn. So I didn't even-
So I guess the big thing that's becoming apparent is that I want to see you try dashing under Fox more often. Like if you see yourself in this kind of position, where he is so high up in the air that he can't actually contest the space you're in right now, then you pretty much have just a free dash forward into center stage. Um, so I want to see you trying that out. Um,
Honestly, I really feel like the way I play this character, at least how I was playing today, I just needed like a bigger stage.
Yeah, you're moving a lot, right? Which is really good. Um,
Yeah.
so I think, yeah, so I think that might be why that's probably a big reason why the Fox decided to take you to Yoshi's. Um,
Hmm.
because with Yoshi's, like movement's still really important, of course, but it has to be much tighter and it has to be very efficient. Like you can't really do like this kind of foxtrotty stuff quite as much. You have
Yes.
to be more economical. Um, although one thing, the big thing you'll see Sheik's using just foxtrotting for is like if Falco's on like the top platform and you think he's going to down air, so you can just foxtrot under him and just react to him coming down and then just keep on dashing away and then come back in and dashing like and grab him. But generally, like the limitation of foxtrot is kind of what we see right here, right? You need a lot of space to do it.
I'm gonna try and keep that in mind going forward.
Okay. Yeah, that would definitely be really good to keep in mind. And I'll send you some. I'll send you some timestamps or Giphy cats of good dash dances from Sheiks, like good combinations of movement. So here, is this dash attack intentional?
Couldn't tell you. Probably. Probably it might have tried to been like an F tilt.
Oh, I think actually, okay, I see what's happening here. So what I'm seeing is that you see this drop from the top platform, and then you start going for the dash attack, thinking that he's going
Uh
to drop
huh.
into this space, and then he just baits you with the double jump. And then again, because you whiff this dash attack, you're forced into the corner, and then he just takes advantage of you being in the corner to put out a neutral air. So this is also another example of a situation where he could have just dashed under Fox. Like he could have like dashed under Fox or done like one thing that'd be really good instead of dash attack would be to so like assuming Fox is like still coming. So assume Fox does an aerial down here, like he commits with an aerial from the platform. If you shield stop, then you have if you shield stop, then you have a situation where you're actually pretty likely to get an opening because if you're reading him doing an aerial
Yeah.
from the top platform and he aerials onto your shield, it's probably going to be high, right? So you're going to be able to get a punish off of it if he does that aerial. But if he doesn't, then you can just wave dash out and return back to neutral. Like it's a much less committal option than the dash attack, but also still has some pretty significant reward if Fox does do that aerial from the top platform.
Yeah, it makes sense actually.
And that's kind of what Sheik is all about, right? Because it's all about creating these opportunities where if your opponent does throw out an attack, then you can punish them for it. But it's all about making sure that you're not like just making a huge commitment when you're trying to look for those opportunities because then it means that you can't react and take that opportunity. Um, so this is actually a good situation. This is a good example. So remember how we were watching Spark and how like in this kind of situation, something he did was he would dash back and then do a rising bear to police Fox doing this full hop jump into you. So this is an example of that kind of bear zoning, right? Where you can dash away and short hop, and then if you see Fox jumping into you with his full hop, then you can just do this bear, but do it rising instead, and then you just get a free neutral win. But because you didn't react with that back air, you just got neutral aired. Like do you see like this is the bear opportunity right here. Like if you were bearing here, you would have just cleanly beat out Fox's aerial. Okay. Okay, you weren't ready for the ACI down. Okay, so if Fox is shielding right here, and you F tilt him, you the second F tilt is not a good idea. Because if you F tilt him the second, like, so assuming like so basically no matter what happens, this is pretty likely. The second F tilt is pretty likely to just not really to reward. Because if Fox stays in shield, he can just back air you, or like he can even shine the shield you, or even like or drill you. If Fox spot dodges like he does, he can just grab you. And it's also because F tilt is so bad on shield, it's impossible to catch him acting out of shield right here with the second F tilt. So instead, because Fox has his back to you, something you could do is just shield. Like
I think I might be like spamming dash grab.
Okay. That's. I feel like it still isn't that great. Just because, like. I guess it makes sense for the first F tilt, right?
I think it's because I missed the L cancel.
So you were just trying to dash grab out of it?
And then yeah.
So yeah, dash grab would have been fine. Dash grab, if you L cancel dash or turn around grab is actually pretty good here. But yeah, I think so. A big thing to kind of like keep in mind is that when you miss an option in melee, it's kind of there's like this inherent temptation, or like this inherent desire to just do the same thing over again. Because you're kind of like because it's really easy to think like, okay, so this thing didn't work the first time, but if I just do it better, it'll work the second time. So it's really important to kind of like be aware of that bias or like be aware of that kind of like mindset. And then like instead of doing something, messing it up, and doing the same thing again, doing something like mess it up, and then just do an option that's good for the situation.
Yep.
I like the ledge dashes a lot. I like how you're implementing them into your game.
Yeah, I actually started doing the Shino stall too.
Nice. Yes, I saw you do it a few times already.
Yeah.
So here, this is an example of fighting like scrapping with Fox being really bad for SHEIK, because you get a clean nair on Fox right here, but you can kind of see the position that it creates, where it's just Fox can just pretty much do whatever he wants and still hit you. Like he's just able to react to your landing and dash attack it. So like scrapping with this nair, even though you hit Fox and knock him out of the air, it just creates a really bad situation for you. And this is exactly why we don't want to be fighting recklessly with Fox.
Mm.
Oh, this was a really good bear. That was perfect. Perfectly spaced. Okay, so this is really good. This is really good what you're doing here. Because like you're reacting to this spacing, right? And you're reacting to Fox arriving at his neutral air spacing, or like his neutral air is running shine spacing or whatever. And then you're handling it by doing this wave dash back, which then like sets you up, like we were talking about, to punish this F tilt. And you weren't able to punish it super cleanly just because I don't think you were ready for it. But you did create the opportunity, which is really important.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you had needled a little bit earlier, you would have been able to get that needle stack off on him.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing you can be doing when you're doing this wave dash back is you can be almost like when you're wave dashing back, what you want to be doing. So we're right here, right? And we input the wave dash back on this frame. So what you want to be doing, as soon as you input the wave dash back, is you want to be checking for what Fox is doing and reacting to it. So like right here, you should be already reacting to his forward tilt, and then like have an option good like ready to go. Because if you look at how many frames you had to whiff punish this, you actually had quite a bit. So you probably could have gotten if he's shielded, you probably could have gotten a boost grab on him. You could have done like a full hop needle from the platform. You could have done like a waveland forward off the platform forward air. So it's really important to be setting up those kind of like windows where you input something that allows you to react, and then while you're inputting it, that's when you're doing the kind of like the processing. That's when you're kind of reacting to what the fox is doing. And it's kind of the key behind that whole like back air, like the whole back air zoning idea. Because the idea is that you dash away and you short hop, and then while you're in your dash away and short hop, you're reacting to what fox is doing. So then you react to him full hopping at you with early back air, him dashing forward on the ground with a late back air, and then him just staying in the same spot every time with boost grab. But this is really good stuff. This is exactly what I'm seeing. What's up?
Before I forget, can you rewind to the back air really quick?
The strong backer?
Alright, this is my least favorite habit. I buffer roll after my aerials all the time.
Yeah, this roll is...
That was supposed to be a wave dash.
Okay, yeah, wave dash should be fine.
You know what I think it is I didn't think I'd auto-cancel that.
Mm-hmm.
Did I auto-cancel it?
I think you all-canceled it.
Okay, I don't even know, but...
Yeah, you all-canceled it. But so, let's look at the situation then. So if that's a problem for you, let's kind of like break this down. So this is the situation. This is the first frame you're actionable. So if you look at this, this is kind of just an air spacing, right? So what you can be doing is just doing another zoning aerial, and just doing another zoning aerial that would hit fox if he comes in. And then also, so this is kind of an example of a situation that you want to keep track of over the course of a game, or over the course of a match. You want to keep track of what fox does when you put him in disadvantage like this. Like, what does fox do when I hit him with a strong aerial? Does he just immediately dash in and try and nair me? Does he just dash dance in place? Does he crouch? And you want to be paying attention so that like each time this situation happens, you just file it away into your mental notebook. You just feed it to your subconscious so that it can keep track and follow the mix-up. But so what you can do here, you can short hop again, because again this is fox's threat range. So you can short hop again to zone it out. You can dash away short hop if you think he's really going to go deep. And then one thing you can also do, because he's now at knockdown percent, is you can also, if you're feeling really gutsy and you have a read on him, you can dash attack him or boost grab him. Because if you look at what happens here, like fox was totally vulnerable to a boost grab or a dash attack. Or even just doing another short hop again. Because he just walks forward. So this is kind of, this is big to talk about because, like, when you hit this back air, you are actually giving up advantage. Or not advantage, but you're giving up stage control, is really what the problem is here. Because you have center stage, and you have fox in the corner, and then the buffer roll just gives up that advantage, totally gives up that advantage. But some things you could do instead of that buffer roll are the short hop aerial zoning that I just talked about. You can dash out of it, you can dash attack, you can boost grab, and if you think he's going to dash into, you can also F tilt. But really, so if that's a problem for you, definitely just like try like forcing that situation against like a fox or any character, and just try hitting them with your strong aerial. And then just practice playing the mix-up game after you hit them with their strong aerial. Like, go kind of start with your level 1 options, like jumping back air again or jumping forward air again. Then work on go into your level 2 options, like dash attack and boost grab. And then just keep on kind of like developing that situation until you understand it totally. And also, of course, watch top players to see what they do in that exact situation. And this is like kind of the big thing with Melee in general, like when you're looking to improve, you want to be taking situations like that and just going over them over and over and over again, and just like processing them in your head constantly, and just like studying the heck out of them. And then eventually you'll reach a point where you have like total mastery of that situation, and then you can move on to the next one. Then that's like the one of the best ways to get good at melee. It's just grinding those situations over and over and over again. Like we were like in that, like when we were going over Mewtwo King's edge guards. Like that's just totally mastering the situations over and over and over again until you can just execute them consistently.
Oh, dude, I'm so happy we did that the other day. Actually, it was like really felt like I learned a lot from that video.
Hell yeah.
I was starting to do some crazy stuff on ranks.
Mm-hmm.
Like just going out there and stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. One thing that I'm still kind of like thinking about a lot is like when you want to go off stage versus just staying on stage and reacting. Um, because it feels like really hard for me to tell the difference between a situation where like just being proactive off stage and like throwing needles is better than just staying on stage and reacting to like it's like when you should be like staying on stage, down smashing spacey side B, grabbing ledge for spacey up B, versus going off stage and needling the double jump and then like reacting to everything else. But anyways, so this is kind of another example of you're kind of losing control of your movement, and because you're foxtrotting, you're kind of just stumbling into disadvantage situations. Because like the idea behind doing like a dash to wave dash or a dash to crouch right here is that if you had dash to wave dash forward right here, you would have been in a position where you're standing and you can just react to whatever Fox does. Like the downside of this foxtrot is that it puts you in a position where you're committed, and because you're in dash, you kind of lose out on access to your tilts. So it means that you really only have dash attack and boost grab to react with, as well as aerials. But because SHEIK's aerials are so committal because of her jump, then makes like foxtrot much worse for a situation like this. Although like it's not bad by any means, but it definitely has its limitations. Like if you had like a perfect foxtrot and you had just foxtrotted into center stage, you could have reacted to Fox doing an up air and whiff punished him. But just because you didn't have total control, you kind of like lost out on an opportunity. So yeah, definitely. I'm gonna try and hammer it home. Try and implement dash to wave dash into your dash dance, and try and mix up dash dance, foxtrot, and dash to wave dash, and make it just like all one big dash dance soup. Okay. I see. So this is, I think, what I'm seeing here is that you're trying to do the Mewtwo King needle, like that needle that we saw Mewtwo King do. But because of back air's trajectory, Fox isn't going to be at a position where he's double jumping into the needle.
I should have just ran out there and fared.
Yeah, you probably could have gotten it.
Yeah.
But like, generally, so what I've seen is that you want to be doing that needle specifically for neutral air and forward air. You don't want to be doing it for back air, because back air just puts them at this position where they're just not in danger of getting hit by the needle. I like this a lot. I like this back air a lot. And this is another example of, like, when you're doing the short hop, and you see that Fox is, like, reaching that threat range, like, right as you're jumping right here, you should be reacting to Fox in the air and just back airing him.
Okay.
Okay, back throw. Ooh, you hate to see it. Okay, yeah, I'm liking. Oh my god, those are some clean wave dashes. These are really good wave dashes, by the way. Um,
Yeah, thank you.
so like if you can
I
kind
was
of.
scared to grab ledge. That's,
Yeah,
I
I
would have
feel
hit
that.
that to the and then back aired it. Wait,
um,
is Randall coming out though?
yeah, Randall's coming out.
Oh,
But like, can you see like how combining that wave dash with your dash dance would be really good for creating these situations where you can react to more stuff?
yeah, for sure.
Because like if you think about it, a dash forward to wave dash forward and a foxtrot cover about the same distance. And they all, but then like if you dash forward to wave dash, and you open yourself up to using tilts, whereas in your foxtrot you're more confined to just strict whiff punishing. Yeah, that was a hard ledge grab though for sure. Okay, all right. I see you're trying out the wavelands. Oh no, that was just bad luck. You got surprised.
Randall screwed me over so many times this game.
Okay,
That was that. Yeah.
so this forwarder is exactly what we want to be kind of cutting out. Because if you look at what's happening right here, Fox could totally have just punished you for it,
Yeah,
like
up smash.
100%.
Could
Yeah,
have
up
just stayed there and
smash
crouch.
could have stayed there and crouched, could have nared or drilled you. Um, and like also if you think about the reward you get here, like you don't really get that much reward even though the fair hit. Like you're still in a bad position because you're still in the corner. Um, where fair starts to be really effective, really, is when Fox is at knockdown percent, and that fair will just send him halfway across the stage, and you'll just get ledge for free. But even then, it's still something to be very careful of. Okay, that was a good nair. That was a really good nair. The nair to land on the platform. Yeah, like this is all really good stuff. Like all this stuff, like with you using your movement to whiff punish Fox, this is exactly what you want to be doing in the matchup. That was a very nice bear. Can you get it? I like the idea a lot. Okay, so now we're getting into this situation where you're kind of like antsy, and you're kind of just throwing out moves, right? I can tell you're very nervous
Mhm.
right now. Like you're just every single input you're doing, every single input is an attack, and it ended up working out. But like there are something you want to be thinking about when you're playing, like when you're kind of like thinking about your gameplay is okay. So this fox may be losing to this option, right? But what would a better fox do? Like, is this option punishable by like a stronger player? And like, if we just kind of like think about how this what could have happened here, like if Fox is like shielding right here instead of jumping away, or even if he converted off of the drill, you would probably be dead here and you would have lost the game. So what you kind of want to be doing in this kind of situation, right? Is you want to be just sticking with your game plan, sticking with using your zoning aerials to push Fox off the stage, and you don't want to be just throwing out moves, especially because when you think about the rewards on all these moves you're throwing out, like when you think about the reward on dash attack on an F tilt, they're because Fox is at such a high percent, they're probably not even going to be that good. Like they're probably not going to be good for starting a combo even. Because like if you think about it, like dash attack is going to knock him so high that if he just DIs away, it's going to be pretty much impossible for you to follow up on. And same thing with forward tilt. He has to DI really poorly for either dash attack or forward tilt to lead into a combo. Whereas, like, if you hit him with like a strong bear or a strong fair, there's a pretty decent chance that he's just dead off of that. like or even like a strong nair, like you hit him with a few seconds after this. Um, so it's just really important to stick to your game plan and remember that okay, like if you're in this situation, like the focus should be on like just controlling space and making Fox come into your moves. So like if you're so like one thing you can be doing right here, right, is like see that this is Fox's aerial range because we still want to be respecting Fox's aerial range at all times. And doing something like that, like short hop back forward air, or like dash forward, dash back, shield stop, short hop back air. Um, like you want to be sticking to the options, like the options in the game plan. It's definitely hard though, for sure. Like when you're on your last stock and like Fox is at kill percent, you just want to kill him. You just want to kill him as fast as possible.
Really, like, especially with this character too, because he's like so like particular about the certain things you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She has like so many openings that she can.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Also, another thing you could be doing is you could be wave dashing back right here, because if you think about
Just
it,
go to platform.
like go to the platform, you could wave dashing back, because if you get one good wave dash back with punish and you just down smash Fox, that's probably a stock. So it's all about creating like you basically when you're in this sort of position and you're in this spot where you're throwing out a lot of attacks, you just want to be saying to yourself like, okay, be patient, stick to the game plan, make Fox come to me, because that's how you get just a strong hit aerial to send him off stage, and that's how you're going to get pretty much all of your openings against Fox. But you get the bear, you get them there, you're back in it. Okay, so this is how's your shield dropping?
Oh, should I have? I was waiting for the hit. I usually wait for the hit,
Mm-hmm.
and I.
Yeah, the issue with doing this kind of like platform play is that if Fox is really easy for Fox to get a strong position on you like this.
True. If he hits an up air right here, I'm dead, right?
Yeah, well you're not dead, but you're pretty close to it. Because if like remember that like if you're in that position, up air kills at like 50% on you and Yoshi's. Definitely good ledge dashes though. Your ledge dashes are much improved. Okay, I'm not a huge fan of the downer you did earlier. You're kind of putting yourself above Fox. Like if you look at the positions right here, you're just putting yourself in a position where Fox can just shark you for free, like he does. Yeah.
I feel like, even though that is true, I think I liked my movement and stuff, like my options that I was picking, more than I did previously.
Yeah, for sure. Your movement.
Like it looked like there was some actual thought in that.
Yeah, definitely, for 100%. Like your
I
movement
wasn't
and your
on
move
autopilot.
choice. Exactly. Because like it's weird where like because Melee is a game where like you kind of play it on instinct when you're in tournament. Just because it's really the overthinking can like lead to bad play really easily. But you don't want to be on autopilot. It's all about finding the happy medium.
Okay, so game 3, I picked Pokemon Stadium.
Okay, yeah, yeah, if you want the long stage, I'm totally fine with that. Especially because if you look at your gameplay, you were doing a lot of zoning with your like Foxtrot.
Yeah.
And that's much more effective on a big stage.
Exactly. And I played on it earlier in this matchup, and I was like, wait, I'm kind of feeling this today. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went with it.
Okay, you are taking kind of one thing I'm noticing is that you are kind of taking when you wave dash back and you bait an approach, you are kind of taking the easy way out when you have needles charged, and you're just throwing your stack instead of like trying to set up for like a grab. Because if you think about it, like if you wave dash back and set up for a whiff punish, needles are only going to be like 15%, or like 13 or 15%. Whereas a grab, especially like if with your reactions, could be like 40 to 50%.
That's such a good point. I have been doing that a lot in this set.
This is really good though. This is exactly how you want to use your dash dance. Like definitely the big improvement I'm noticing right here is that you're using your movement much more effectively, and that you're using it much more intentionally, and you're using it to create all these openings.
That's sweet.
This could have been a grab. If you look at what happens with this dash attack right here, this could either be a grab or not an F tilt, but definitely a grab.
Am I not boost grabbing?
You don't even need a boost grab here. You could
I feel
just
like I dash grab and not boost grab.
like in this situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I misinputted a lot. That's all.
So you don't need the boost grab. You can literally just do shield for one frame and then like shield and then press A. Because if you try and just do a normal grab out of crouch, you'll just jab. But if you out of crouch cancel shield and then press A, you'll get a shield grab. Because remember, you can buffer shield out of crouch cancel. So all you have to do is just press A on the first frame. But this is kind of another example of like taking the easy way out, right? Because like down smash does knock down, but it's just not nearly the same amount of reward as you can get with like a shield grab, or like not a shield grab, like a crouch cancel grab. Even though like you did almost get an opening off of it, right? But you didn't quite get there. And then also something to think about when you have Fox in these situations is instead of going for something highly committal, like a grab, when you're trying to follow up off of this, you can always go for like waiting, right? You can just like wave dash back here, or you can always just short hop forward and fair, because both of those allow you to react to his possible panic option of spot dodge. And they also allow you to punish him for doing like an aerial out in the situation. Whereas grab just hard
I feel like
loses
I'm really trying
spot
to
dodge.
force the grab out.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's why it's important to like think about like your game plan and like have a game plan in place so that like instead of going for these grabs, you can just be doing all the short hop aerial zoning stuff that we've been talking about. Like if you look at like that Spark versus IBDW set, you can clearly tell that his game plan is just to zone with back air forever, and it works because the IBDW is like a top 10 player in the world, and Spark beat him. So something was going right there. Yeah, good. That was very gutsy down air. Okay, I like a lot the wave dash back after this F tilt instead of going for another F tilt. But then again, you're kind of taking the easy way out here. Like you see that Fox is.
I misinputted the F tilt.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, F tilt would have been great there for sure.
Yep.
You're kind of throwing out moves. Again, like you're kind of just throwing out attacks. Like it feels like. What it feels like to me is that like you'll have these periods where you're playing really intentionally and you're using your movement really well, and then like when Fox is at these high percents and you're not really sure what to do, you'll kind of just start throwing out combo starters instead of letting the openings come to you and letting Fox approach it into you. You're just kind of like throwing out these proactive moves that, if they hit, do have high reward, but are so much less likely to actually hit than like just zoning him out with aerials, or like zoning him out with wave dash backs. Good tech chase though. Good tech chase. Yeah, and here you're kind of just throwing out.
What? Oh, I never know what to do when Fox is falling down like this. Should I just? I don't know.
So if you look at what Fox is, so basically what Fox is doing is he's just baiting out. So one thing with Fox is that you can kind of think about his double jump like vertical dash dancing, because his shine and like a combination of his shine and double jump allow him to kind of create these situations where he can fall into this spacing where it makes you think that he's going to come down from the aerial, and then he just double jumps back up. So it's all about just playing reactively and just setting up these reaction windows like I've been talking about, and just like setting up these positions where you can just stay outside of the spacing and then react to whatever he does. Like if you had been in your dash dance and you were just reacting to Fox coming down, you could have just whiff punched this for free.
I never put my eyes up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So actually, when you play, do you watch yourself or your opponent? Like in these situations, are your eyes on your
I noticed
opponent?
my. Well, okay, so when you mentioned that last time, I started thinking about it, and I have noticed myself doing it occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, I kind of like try to like stare in the middle, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there are two basically main ways to think about it, and the first is that you should be watching your opponent, and the second is what
Yeah,
Lucky
for
is
sure.
what Lucky does, and it's just that you should be watching the spacing in between you, which is actually what Street Fighter and FGC players do. They just watch the space in between them. So just try them
That
both
actually
out.
makes like it's actually what I was trying to say.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I got you. Um, yeah, so just give it. So keep on doing that. Maybe try watching your opponent. Maybe try doing a different thing, like doing differently for each situation. Like if you're like watching, like in this situation, right? It doesn't make as much space to watch the spacing in between you because it's not as relevant. It's more relevant to just watch Fox. Yeah, so again, you're kind of just throwing out moves. You're able to come down. Nice air dodge. Oh yeah, no, no, he was dead. Fox was dead.
I know. I wanted to go for the swag.
But like if you can kind of see how like in these high percent situations, like one forward air just
Yeah.
like killed Fox.
Hmm.
So it's not like you need to be looking for combo starters because when Fox is at like 100% or over, because your aerials pretty much are just kill moves.
Hmm.
So you can kind of
Yeah,
just
that was a
let
poor
those aerials
decision.
come to you. Like just let the aerials come to you organically. Oh, and you die for it. Okay, there we go. One thing about up air, if your one good kill confirm is up forward tilt when your opponent's at high percent, forward tilt, and then combo into sweet spot up air, especially against like Peach or Puff. Okay, so taking again, kind of like taking like almost taking the easy way out because like you have this stack of needles, and like the level one option is just to throw them grounded. But one thing I want you to try out is instead of throwing grounded needles, try using your needles to lead into combos. Like try using short hop and full hop needle to confirm into grab, into F tilt, into down smash, into like down tilt. Just practice using them to lead into combos because that'll actually get you a lot more mileage than using them just on the ground. Because if
Well,
you,
so the thing is about what I do here is like I feel like I kind of recognize that he's camping, right? So I throw him out, and then I start charging him again. So I'm like, all right, this is just free damage.
okay, yeah, that's definitely valid. But
Like I don't. So like, cause the thing is, I don't go up and engage him after the fact. I just start charging again.
hmm
So like now that you have that perspective, Should I not? Should I still not be doing that? Or?
I think so. Basically, what I'm seeing right here is that you throw the needles, right? But you're only able to charge like 2 or 3 more needles after you throw the first set. So those 2 or 3 needles can be useful when you're doing those short hop and full hop needles. But a full stack of needles is just so good for leading into grab that unless you know for sure you're going to get the full stack off on Fox, I think you should be just going for more, using them more to use for full hop and short hop needles as combo starters.
When I was charging those needles, I wanted to drop onto the platform, but sometimes when you short hop needle in this map, you don't land on the platforms.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, you don't.
See right there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, so I mean, full hop needle there would be fine. Um, yeah. I think so. But the reason is that in this matchup, Sheik's best option by far, when Fox had low percents, is grab, and needles are by far probably the best way to consistently lead into grab. Because like if you think about it, like a needle stack is like 10 or 12%, right? Like 10 to 15%. So if you follow that up with a grab, that needle stack turns into like a clean 25 or 30% guaranteed. And then it leads into more with the tech chase.
True.
I'll find so I guess I'll link you examples of Sheiks, some timestamps of Sheiks using their movement really well, or like use examples of Sheik's dash dance, and then I'll also link you to some footage of Sheiks using needles to convert him into combos really well,
You know what I
specifically
should
against
do?
Fox.
I wanna show you some of the games I play not in bracket.
Okay.
Cause like when there's nothing on the line, I do stuff like that all the time. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you for sure. Okay, you're kind of getting a little bit antsy and just throwing out dash attacks. Um, which kind of worked because you're just going under what Fox is doing. But like if you had been just moving like slowly into Fox, you could have reacted to this nair he did and punished him for it. And then you're also just dash attacking into his attacks instead of like zoning them out with your aerials. But yeah, so we'll speed through this one so we can watch your other sets, or your friendly games.
Oh I didn't mean. Oh, I meant like, you know.
Okay, yeah, we can do whatever. Okay, your downers are a little suspect. I think you're getting more and more downer happy.
Yeah, I don't know why I keep doing that. It's so weird.
I mean, it kind of makes sense though. Actually, it does make sense because when you think about it, these downers are a way for you to get to the platform. Um, and one of Sheik's strongest ways to get out of the corner is through the platform. So I think it does make sense that you're using your downer like this right here. I think it'd just be better if you just wave landed to the platform though, or if you even no impact landed to the platform. And it also does make sense because Fox is at 82, so a downer is going to be really rewarding on him. Um, but like again, you can just get that hit. You can get that strong hit just based off of outplaying Fox and forcing it, like, and then just punishing him for approaching. Okay. Yeah, like I see what you're doing. Like you're okay. So the good thing about this downer that you're doing is that because you're downering from behind, you're immune to shield grab, right? Although Fox, Fox could have backguarded you for this, for sure. But he just stayed in shield. Okay, another good, again, kind of getting a little bit lazy with the crouch cancel punishes. Okay, alright. I like the gut seats up B.
Oh, dude. This is hard to watch. Oh, Roll would have covered that, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're kind of like, so, okay. So, when Fox, or any character really, is at high percent, I want you to focus on just letting the hits come. Just practice, again, like visualizing that threat range of all characters, and then just interacting it with your aerials. If you're playing against like Fox or Falca or Peach or Puff, or even like SHEIK or like Ice Climbers, just like practice interacting with their threat range through your aerials. And then against like Falcon or Marth, just like practice being up close to them and baiting out whiffs, and then just punishing them for it. Like try and play this situation as reactively as possible. And then, like once you're like playing it really reactively, then go back to finding a balance between proactive attacks and reacting to their approaches. Because like if you look at what's happening right here, you're just like approaching into Fox's aerial range, and you're just getting punished for it every time. Whereas like if you had like walked forward into like shortcut back right here, you would have just had a free fair on Fox's dash attack. There you go. Oh, you got baited.
Yeah, that was good, right?
Yeah, that was really
I've
good
never
by
seen a
Fox.
Fox do that before. I was like, whoa, that was crazy. I was like, wait, this kid's kind of sick now.
Let's go. Let's go.
I know, right? It's
Okay.
about time. Because I already had like 3, so.
Okay. Do you get it? Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Okay. So I'm gonna write in the note document. Big things were I guess just in general, let the hits come to you. Don't rush things. Stick to your game plan and look for approaches. Play reactively. So also one thing I was noticing was that when you were using your movement, you were using Foxtrot and you were using your wave dash, but you weren't ever using them together. So like I was talking about with dash to wave dash, you want to be combining all the different elements of your movement into one cohesive unit. So you want, because I remember there was either PPMD or Ladandis, who was a really good SHEIK who used to play, who was like active 3 or 4 years ago. Said that like SHEIK actually can pretty much replicate Marth's dash dance. It's just that there are more parts to it. Like she can do all the same things that Marth can. It's just that she has to combine dash to wave dash, foxtrot, and like normal dash dance. So I'm gonna write that as a note. Combine dash, wave dash, foxtrot, and dash dance. And then also work on implement short hop and full hop needles to confirm into grab and other moves. That'll all. One sec.
That last game was so horrendous. I had no idea.
Okay. Yeah, the last game was. There was some flubs going on.
Oh my god.
So then what else? Okay, also, try to avoid jumping into Fox when he's coming down from the plat in the air. And then also, like, so I guess so and then also kind of like keep using movement and keep using movement to create openings. Good stuff. Like I want to see you continue this. Like keep on using this. Like keep on going with this like positive growth, and just keep using your movement to create openings, because you have the right idea, right? You're doing all the stuff you need to be doing, and you're consistently creating opportunities with your movement. You just got to keep on doing it and keep on refining it. You just got to keep on like figuring out like how to use different movement patterns to create opportunities. And then also keep tying your moves and movement together. What else are we talking about? I think. Oh, also CC punishes. Don't be lazy. CC, I'm not gonna say don't be lazy. I'm gonna say CC grab. And F tilt. So I guess so. The big things I want to see you do are these bullet points of combine dash to wave dash foxtrot and dash dance. Keep using movement to create openings, and keep tying your moves, aerials, and movement together. Like those are all kind of the same thing, right? Like this is all just continuing to refine your movement and continuing to like keep on pushing it further and further. Because you understand how to use your foxtrot very well. You understand how to use wave dash back. You just gotta go for the middle ground of dash to wave dash, and kind of like bridge the gap with that tool. And then like, and I'll specifically link you like short hop and full hop needles are really good to work on, and I'll link you examples of those. And then I guess just like when you're in bracket, right? Like when you're in a panic situation, just practice sticking to the game plan. Like practice sticking to the game plan and zoning with aerials, especially against like Fox and Peach and Falco and Puff. And just keep on sticking to the game plan of creating openings with your movement and play reactively. And that's something you can process just when you're playing in bracket or when you're playing like last stock with someone. So yeah, is there anything you want to talk about? Any questions you have?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think that about does it. I think. You're definitely starting to get a better understanding of like threat ranges and how to manipulate them, which is like the big thing I've been focusing on, like in the first two sessions. And now we kind of now we're kind of so now we got you on the fundamentals, right? And now we just got to refine things. Um, because like all of this stuff isn't like it's fun. It's like kind of refinements, right? Because like you're like understanding how to like play the game and the concepts behind the game, um, but you're like the subtleties, like the specific like situations, like are still coming together. Like CC grab and F told is like a perfect example because like you're kind of like you're doing crouch cancel stuff, right? Like you're doing the thing. It's just that we need to refine it a little bit more. And same thing with your movement. Like you're doing the thing, we just got to keep on refining it. So yeah, I think I think that about covers it. Let me know if you have any
Okay,
questions.
thank you so much.
Of course.
Okay, will
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. And I'll link you that shit.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take care.
You too.